First and 10, Maverick looking to the end zone, trying to float one up. Man. And that ball, Maverick hit as he's thrown. That ball is intercepted, a turnover. And Boonville will have the football. Maverick looking downfield, trying to get the ball into the end zone. And winds up turning it over. Osage going to fall here tonight to Boonville, 27-20.
What a game, what a finish. We talked, that big play, 64-yarder by Drake Williams that got us to the point where we could have a finish like this. Boonville dialing up the defense they needed to, had double coverage there on the intended receiver. And really, I feel like that's the story of the night. Boonville making the plays when they had to be made for them to win this game.
They'll take a knee, and this one will come to a close. Final score going to be 27-20. As Osage will fall here tonight. We will take a break, come back with the high-tech post-game show. You're listening to Cool 102.7 Sports.
It's football season, and your team to tackle all your fall boating and winterization needs is Kellysport. Kellysport backs our Camdenton Lakers, Osage Indians, and Mizzou Tigers. Your trusted dealer for Regal, Bennington, Tiara, Grady White, and Ski Nautique. Kellysport handles new and pre-owned inventory, offers financing, storage, insurance, and the best care since 1977. Walk into the end zone with ease when Kellysport leads the way. Look them up online or come in for the best customer service at the lake.
In a world where the real estate market is tougher than the gridiron, count on the play calling from Coach Matt Shrimp and the Berkshire Hathaway team.
Winners never quit and quitters never win.
When the deal is on the line.
The inches we need are everywhere around us.
Count on Coach Matt Shrimp and the Berkshire Hathaway team to deliver the results.
It's game time.
Touchdown! Matt Shrimp and Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Lake Ozark Realty.
Builders, craftsmen, you're the creators of spaces where people come together to work and call home. And you never settle. You need a partner who can live up to your standards. That partner is Mid-City Lumber, with the services and products that you demand. Like Milwaukee Tools, innovative tools that solve problems and increase productivity. Learn more about Milwaukee Tools and all the best products at MidCityLumber.com.
Mid-City Lumber, the contractor's resource from start to finish.
Custom railing stairs that gleam. Awnings made just like your dream. American Sun controls the name. Since 1985, they lead the game. Screen enclosures keep bugs at bay. Enjoy your summer every day. Family owned and local too. American Sun Control. Made for you!
Hitachi Energy in Jefferson City is seeking beginning and seasoned welders. No certification needed. Gain knowledge and expertise from their expert welders in their Hitachi Welding School. Enjoy a safety-focused and climate-controlled environment while you work. With a benefit package that starts on day one and pay up to $27 per hour, Hitachi inspires progress for a future that you and your family deserve. Join their diverse team of professionals today by applying at HitachiEnergy.com. Lake Ozark Quarry, selling rock to everyone. Call today, 573-569-5654. Look them up online and Facebook.
We sell rock. We sell rock.
I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game. In my book, we're going to be winners.
He is gone. Game analysis, stats, and more. It's the Osage Indians Football Postgame Show on your Indians' hometown radio station, Cool 102.7.
Back here in Boonville, Missouri. This one is in the books. Osage in it until the very end. Just an absolute wild game here between Boonville and School of the Osage. Osage driving down the field at the end, trying to put the ball into the end zone, just up against the clock, up against the defense, and just could not put it through. Osage falls here tonight, 27-20, the final score. But Steve, I'm not even sure how to start to break down this game and both of these teams here tonight and what we saw from both of them.
Well, it's all about sometimes opportunities. When you review just kind of the chapters of this game, the possessions, the drives, Osage gets the stop they want to open up the game. They're driving down the field. They can't finish, turnover on downs, and that changes the narrative. Boonville's able to go down and score themselves the stop they want. Before we know it, they're up 13-0, and it's just a catch-up game for us. And then things, and it's kind of what Osage football is. It just seems like we have these spurts where things just fall in our place, and things were falling in our place towards the end of that second half. We're able to tie the game, and then Boonville takes advantage of they get the ball for 30 seconds. They're able to get that touchdown here on the last play of the second quarter. It just seems like in those big moments, the things fell towards the Pirates and not to Osage. You look back at that fumble. We're at the 1 yard line.
1 inch
line.
Really.
I mean, everything is just looking our way, and all of a sudden, and we'll have to watch that back to see exactly what happened. But the ball's on the ground in the end zone. They cover it. They're getting the ball at the 20. I mean, just momentum swing there. We're able to get back. Credit to the Indians for getting back into the game here. Down by 2 scores with, 5 minutes left to play. Drake Williams gets a 64-yard run, or I guess a pass and catch, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, just kind of hard to make heads or tails of it. It feels like I don't want to discredit Boonville. This is a really good win for this program and this team. Osage got in their own way a lot tonight. And, from the penalties in the first half that set them back on drives and kind of put them behind to, that turnover right at the goal line that you talked about. That's just it's a swing play, because even though Boonville didn't go down and score on that turnover, it's just it's a gut punch. It knocks the wind out of you. It takes the momentum away from you. And it felt like in the past, Osage in tough times like this had been able to kind of wrestle the momentum away from Boonville. And I was afraid it was going to, come back to this, but it feels like, that final play of the first half, that throw into the end zone, the Hail Mary, basically the 35-yarder that winds up being a touchdown and giving them the 7-point lead. When points are at a premium like they were here in the second half, that play, it just looms large. You just think about not being able to make that stop on one play. And I'm sure if Coach Jolly wants to come up here and talk, he's not going to talk about one specific play here or there, but how the game was won and lost over the course of a game. But there are certainly moments you can point at throughout the course of this one tonight.
And a common theme of the night is, points are going to be at a premium. Possessions are going to be at a premium when you're facing an offense that has a talented running back with a quality offensive line. And, we've seen that Osage struggle against that in previous games. And Boonville, that just, in those moments when they needed to eat up some clock, they were able to do that with that. McDonald was, again, their talented runner.
It just felt like any time that, Boonville was in a 3rd and short or even a 4th and short situation, it was just almost not a given, but just they got the push up front that they needed. A lot of times their blockers were getting into that second level and just giving McDonald space to work there. And, this is not, this is not the end of the season for School of the Osage by any means. We'll be back in Southern Boone next week. And I think, we're seeing a team in Boonville that this is going to be a game like you're going to see in the postseason. As you're going to run into the Moberleys and you're going to run into the Hallsvilles in your district that feel like they had you in a situation like this, like Boonville had Osage in tonight. Osage was just able to land the haymakers against Hallsville, against Moberly, and get the win. But, a team like Moberly is going to look at this game tonight, and they're going to say, yeah, there's the blueprint. We have these running backs. We have the quarterback that can move the ball and, move with his feet.
And you hope, and here's what Osage will have to do this week. Nobody likes to lose. Nobody wants to lose. You wanted to run the table. But when you do lose, you have to think, okay, how can we redeem that loss? How can we find the good in that loss? How can we look in the mirror and look at what we brought here and what needs to be different when we take the field next time? And in that way, again, nobody wants to lose and nobody wants to say there's such thing as a moral victory, but you can take a loss and it can make you better if you can find the good in it.
Well, I will go ahead and let Coach Jolly finish talking to his team tonight. We'll get you set for next week. We're going to head up to Ashland to take on the Southern Boone Eagles in a conference and district matchup. Before tonight, the Indians fall to the Boonville Pirates. Final score 27-20. For Wild Wild West on the camera and Nick back in the studio, he's Steve Adams. I am Craig Allen. Thank you for listening.